Hey guys, welcome to Friday's episode of Living Boundless, where I'll give you the update of where I'm at, where I'm going, just the latest occurrence of living on the road. I've actually been in California. I think you guys can get that just based on the recent content, but I've been in California for the last few weeks, staying with my aunt, visiting family, just getting some R&R in. But I wanted to bring an update today around some changes I'm going to be making. Of course, I live out of my truck and my camper, the 2020 Winnebago that you guys have seen, the tour you've been on, so on. The biggest thing that I've learned while being out here is I need a closer look. You guys have seen the motorcycle, you've seen the places that I'm going, and it's not close enough for me. I want to make sure that I'm really incorporating into the communities and the places that I'm traveling to, and that's my whole inspiration and goal behind living on the road, is if I'm going to do it, I'm going to intermingle with the communities and the people a part of it. So with that being said, I am not getting rid of my camper. I'm going to keep it, going to take it back home soon, and keep it there, of course, for, familial purposes, that whole thing. But with that being said, I do have a cool announcement and cool update to provide you that we'll be upgrading my truck. I'm not getting rid of my truck. Love my truck. But I will be incorporating, to be honest, you'll find out sooner, but let me get this guy unboxed first and then we'll see. So I got this guy unboxed, but essentially I am going to be installing a travel tent, or the clamshell style tent to my truck. I have had the Overland rack for, since I got the truck. It was one of the first things that I got, but I knew at some point I was going to put it to use, and so far I've really just used it for my kayak and just hauling stuff like that. But I've been well prepped, and I kind of knew long term that I would get to a point where I would install something like this. But I think it makes more sense for me. As I elaborated with needing a closer look, just more detail, the camper is great. Pulling the camper has been phenomenal. It's been a great experience thus far, but my biggest obstacle is that I truly want to boondock more, get into the more sought after locations, and really the places that nobody's gone before. That's been the coolest thing, is I've accidentally landed in such cool places in the rig that I've been in. But now having a little bit more functionality, being able to just take my truck, and then I can also bring my motorcycle with me as well. So if I ever needed to just pave a path and see if my truck can actually go that direction or whatever, I'll be able to do so. So I think it's actually living boundless, right? There are bounds while living in the camper and pulling the camper. That's one thing that's attached to the situation. So it's just removing one piece. That way I can see better sights and get into cooler people. And this also enables me to intermingle in city structures. It's hard to, or metropolitan areas, so it's hard to actually take a 25-foot camper into the heart of a city. And funny enough, I've done that on accident a handful of times. Coming down the West Coast, I found myself in Portland just coincidentally out of nowhere, and you shouldn't take a 25-foot camper into Portland. And then also San Francisco. If anybody's actually been to San Francisco, San Francisco is a very, very narrow zoned city. It's extremely narrow to begin with, regular vehicles. So that was my biggest reason. I also just want to make picking up and going a little bit easier as well. So my intentions are to take the camper back home. As I told you guys, I'm currently in California. I got out here about a few weeks ago, about a month ago. My sister was visiting while she had some time off from school and work. Was able to spend some good quality time with my sister and her boyfriend. My sister went ahead and went home, and then I went ahead and stuck around just to get some relaxation in and kind of formulate a little bit more of a plan. I live pretty much day to day, and I don't like to create a big itinerary around my life. That's just one of the things about my personality. So I actually have been kind of getting some things in line while I've been here. And yeah, so with the new setup and arrangement with the tent, I am going to require and need a couple of mods for my truck, which are fine. I do need to order some parts and get it installed prior to, because it is rather large and it is going to go over like the cab of my truck. But all in all, going to make a few modifications to the truck outside of the rack already being there. I think I need to get something on the top, but again, doing some troubleshooting there, doing some mods, and then I should be on the road here in the next week or so. The goal is to leave like Labor Day weekend, start heading back home, but I am definitely going to head home first. That way I haven't seen family in a few months, so definitely want to get some, batteries recharged in that area. Also, just see my people. But plan from there is to head east. Want to avoid Oklahoma's cold weather at all costs. Not a fan of that at all. But yeah, from here, just wanted to give you guys an update. As I build out the iCamper BDV Duo, that's exactly what the product is. As I build that out, I'll give you guys more, product knowledge and what's going on with this piece. But I evaluated a lot of solutions. You guys at this point also are aware that like I never go with option 1 or option A. It's always looking at option 1, 2, 3, option A, B, C, cross-referencing. But I went with this one in short for the sake of everything was manufactured at headquarters where they do manufacture. So that was really big for me. Manufactured out of South Korea, but for those of you that don't know, South Korea is huge into outdoor life and camping lifestyle. So I do trust the product. I've looked at all the pieces on it so far. I've stood it up a couple of times. I will show you it once I have it fully installed on the truck. So make sure you stay tuned to, next week's Living Boundless. It'll definitely be installed by then. But other than that, guys, I just want to make sure I'm relaying updates of where I'm headed, where I'm going. Santa Clarita, California is the place where I'm at now. Headed to home next, but that doesn't mean I am not going to stop at cool places on the way home. Priority is to get the camper back in Oklahoma. But you all know me. If I see something cool, I'm definitely going to stop and take a closer look at it. But with what I've got going on now with the truck and the bike, we probably should be able to get some better looks at certain things. So you guys are along for the ride. I appreciate everybody that's been with me thus far. Definitely spread the word. It's more than just Living Boundless on Fridays. We've got our Motivational Monday to look forward to. We've got our Lana Wednesdays to look forward to, and it's going to expand from there. But guys, I do appreciate all of the support and following up until this point. Subscribe, get the word out. This is more than Living Boundless. This is more than the van life. This is more than just traveling and following me on my experience. You guys will see the full value if you stay along with this ride. So again, appreciate everybody. Until next time.